About 300 years ago, there was a deadly plague during the times of the Baal Shem Tov. And many Yidden came to the Baal Shem Tov and asking for advice from a spiritual perspective on which areas they could improve in order to get rid of this terrible plague. He gave them two suggestions. He advised them that they should join together in writing a Sefer Torah, and they should also engage in saying words of Torah and Tehillim. Now, we know the greatness of learning Torah. Torah is tremendous. It brings a lot of bracha into the world. But what is the emphasis over here? To articulate, to engage in the dibur of Torah and Tehillim. And for that, we turn to today's parsha. Today's parsha, Tazria Metzora, deals extensively with the various different halachas of tzaras. A person or his clothing or the house could be inflicted with tzaras. And the Gemara goes in to explain that this tzaras, although it was a physical condition of the person, it did not come from a medical weakness. Rather, it came from a spiritual weakness of the person. And the Gemara explains various different reasons of various different behaviors that can bring about tzaras. And the primary one is speaking Lashon Hara, which is the most famous reason given. In fact, the word Metzora is a combination of the words Motzira, and thereby the person who is inflicted with tzaras received a very important message. Not that he got punished because he said Lashon Hara, therefore he got tzaras. It was actually a consequence that when you speak a Lashon Hara, besides for the fact that, of course, it hurts another person, you should know you're hurting yourself. How is that demonstrated? You speak Lashon Hara, look what happened to you. You're getting affected by it. Similarly to the end of last week's Parsha and Parsha Shmini, where it talks about the issa of eating treifus, unkosher food. The Torah says over there, that when you eat something treif, you become tamei. So just like when you ingest something not good, you're hurting yourself, you're matamid yourself. So too, when you're expressing words, negative words, words of evil regarding another person, you're also being matamid yourself. You're also affecting yourself. So we see from here that the koyach hadibur of a person is strong. Where did we get this special koyach hadibur? We got this actually right in the creation of Adam edition. The Torah emphasizes right away. And when the Eibusha creates Adam edition, is what does the pasuk emphasize? Vayipach be'apav nishmas chayim, vayihi ha'adam lenefesh chaya. And Adam edition became a nefesh chaya. What does the Targum over there explain? The ruach memalala. Memalala in Aramaic means to speak. Ruach memalala is emphasizing that the person's ability to speak is about the ruach, the air that emanates from the person's body in the course of the speaking. That is the powerful quality that a person has. And interestingly enough, we got this obviously because Abishah created everything in the world, but the Torah emphasizes clearly that how did mankind get this nefesh chaya to be a ruach memalala? Because vayipach be'apav nishmas chayim. The Eibush inject within us the ruach from him into us, and that what makes this ruach, this air within ourselves, so powerful and so strong that the dibur that emanates from us could accomplish a lot of things positively and chas v'sholem negatively as well. And actually, in the if you really look at the Pesukim and Parshat Bereshit, the creation of Adam Rishon, you see in the context that the Eibusha creates Adam Rishon is because it says the Eibusha created the entire world. And v'odem ayin lavidis adama, and Rashi over there explains that the Eibusha created Adam Rishon so he should daven so the rain could come in order for things to begin growing. So what did the Eibusha do? He created Adam Rishon with Vayibach Ba'apav Nishmas Chaim, the ability to be a speaking person. And what should he use? The Koyach HaDibur to daven. And when Adam Rishon is going to use that Koyach HaDibur, that Koyach to speak, then the world, things are going to, it's going to have that impact on the world. Things are going to change. Things are going to start growing. This is the koyach hadibur that a person has. That, once again, could be something negative, chas v'shalom, then it affects negative things, or you can use it for something positive. Today's matzav in the world really requires us to strengthen our koyach hadibur. Especially dealing with a virus, which one of the ways is transmitted is through the ear. So what we have to focus on are things engaged in purifying the ear. We purify the ear by saying words of Torah and Tefillah, by saying, emanating from us, a ruach, a koyach, a dibur, expressing dvarim shebekdusha that comes out of our mouth into the ear space of the world today, and thereby is purifying the world. Not only that, unfortunately, this virus is affecting people's ability to breathe. So in the spirit of Kol Yisrael Arim Zelazeh, by us strengthening our, utilizing our Koyach HaDibur for the purpose of Torah and Tefillah, we are going to hopefully be able to purify the air around us, and our respiratory system should be gesund, it should be fully immersed in Kedusha, and therefore not allowed that Chas v'Shalom, this virus should affect additional people, and those that are affected should be purified, should be healed from it. And as we're approaching and entering now Chodesh Iyar, as we know, Iyar is Rosh Tevis, Ani Hashem Rifecha, that we, by us engaging and increasing our Torah, the Eibush is going to bring a complete refuah to everybody. And in this month of Mr. Hashem, we're going to hear Besudas Tevis, good news. A guten Shabbos and a guten Chodesh.